Okay, so let's get the bad news out of the way first. 8,000 plus jobs were eliminated in retail last year, while good news, we've added thousands of jobs in different sectors. If you're worried about your prospects in the pharmacy job market, whether you're working in it or you're a pharmacy student or you're pre-pharmacy and you're like, is pharmacy even worth it? I want to talk a little bit about what are the factors influencing the job market and really what should you be aware of as far as trends and how to build something you actually enjoy in this profession. So first, let's dig into some data. So the 8,000 jobs lost in retail. Well, this can be broadly explained mainly through the chains. Walgreens, CVS, and even Rite Aid have closed now hundreds, if not well over 2,000 stores across the United States, creating pharmacy deserts, opportunity for the future, but also a lot of consumer problems. We have a market that is shrinking because of overexpansion, because of this is how major chains, how major corporations work. They buy too much, they grow, spend more money, and they're expected to make profit year over year because of our profit driven economy. And guess what? At some point, the system breaks and they say to themselves, well, we have to maintain this profitability, so we need to cut our losses, the places where we have underperforming scores. Or in Rite Aid's case, we just have to close altogether because we aren't turning a profit. The odds were stacked against them. The retail market has always been destined to do this. If you look at almost any industry where it usually was independent in nature, and then chains start buying up all of these stores and growing, at some point they contract, as what's happening now. We're seeing a congealing of market. We're seeing these things come together and it will eliminate jobs for pharmacists, for technicians. That's how retail is going to be for the next year, if not few years. And as the looming recession, if not we're already in it, I don't know. I'm not an expert. What I do know is that this is very normal for companies to do, to lay off in anticipation for harder times ahead, going leaner, forcing more innovations. But ultimately, it's probably the patients who are going to be hurt the worst. Now, on the flip side of this, community represents about 60% of our workforce. Another 20 to 30% are hospital positions, and that's a mix of staffing and clinical. But essentially, we added over 3,000 jobs in the hospital sector. Now, something that hasn't been mentioned, and this is data all from the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, which puts out predictions every 6 months about how much pharmacy is going to grow. And it's usually wrong or sometimes close, but ultimately we know that the pharmacist role is becoming more and more clinical. As we see pharmacists kind of get rolled away from these automated jobs, these automated roles. We're seeing check tech become more popular. And I believe eventually we'll see legislation that will allow check tech to be the majority of how outpatient pharmacy prescriptions get processed. And again, I'm not judging it. I'm just thinking that this is the way that we're going. I believe that the community setting is going to see less and less opportunities, while we're going to see probably more and more opportunities in health systems, which includes hospitals, of course, but in outpatient settings, ambulatory care. We've seen some growth in the AM care sector. But ultimately, with the latest administration and the cuts that they've made to Medicare and Medicaid, I think we're going to see a protraction of demand and labor demand specifically. And we've already seen a lower interest in the next generation in becoming a pharmacist. I mean, across the board, college admissions are down. And this is only going to increase the price of education. And on the flip side, it means eventually we will have a higher demand probably for pharmacists. Just a few years ago, major chains, major hospitals were saying that there was a shortage of pharmacists. And this was not the case. It was the fact that we have a majority of pharmacists who aren't willing to go into these jobs where we ultimately see a high rate of burnout and job dissatisfaction. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they're saying that we're going to see about another 14,000 jobs opened over the next 8 years. Now, take that as a grain of salt. It is data, it's a prediction, it's a crystal ball. You're paying a fortune teller for this kind of prediction. It may come true, it may not. I can tell you what I recommend any new pharmacist, student, or pre-pharmacy student. Find something you give a damn about. Give some care about your career and get super interested in a niche, ideally one that's growing. Anything in the tech space, anything with AI, and anything near anything in clinical. Now, I don't say this as this is your for sure ticket to never be unemployed, because guess what? Whenever recessions happen, it is often the roles that are innovative or are like business development that can sometimes be cut first, depending on leadership's decisions. There is no guarantee. When I was a kid, I used to go to this Labor Day fair every year. And in order to ride all the rides, I remember I had to borrow like $16, $20 from my mom so that I could get a wristband to ride every ride for free instead of having to pay for a bunch of tickets. Now I go to that same fair with my mom, and guess what? Well, now I have to pay $10 just to get into the fairgrounds. And then I have to buy a ticket in order to get on a ride. It's so much more expensive. And it's less fun too, being an adult. I mean, the elephant ears are great, but yeah. The days are done where a degree was enough to go do anything. You can't just get a PharmD and expect that your career is secure, that you'll always be able to find a job no matter where you go. Your job openings, your opportunities are your responsibility. And it is on to you that I encourage you to pursue something next. Whatever you're curious about, whatever you're interested in, become a giant nerd about that thing, and you will find opportunities. I'm reminded of one of our Challenge's recent coaching program winners, Alyssa Lagaska, who joined our program as a new student, was struggling with her NAPLEX, was struggling finding a job, and hadn't found anything for almost a year. After joining our program, she decided to double down on what she was really interested in, which was medical writing and her passion within PCOS disease state. Well, within 6 weeks, not only did she find 2 paid side gigs, but she also received an offer for a full-time position. When you pursue what you're interested in, there are opportunities. You do not need to compare yourself to the general public. You don't have to worry about, if I go into this industry, will I be able to find a job? Comparing yourself to like everyone else is not the way to approach your career. You're unique. You have your own set of skills. If you want to be generic, I don't want to make a joke about that. If you want to be normal or average, then you have something to worry about. You should be concerned about your job being automated. You eventually will probably be outed or let go or laid off or whatever, because the future of our economy is based upon innovation and getting better and improving and mastery. So I'm trying to say that if you get actually interested and engage with your career, learn new things, meet new people, opportunities will happen for you. But it's not going to happen if you just take a job, do the bare minimum, don't challenge yourself, don't get interested in how we could improve things in the hospital or health system, whatever you're in. Don't get curious about like, how do we grow and implement this new technology? I mean, right now, there is really no AI pharmacy expert. It's 2025. AI has been out for like 3 years, and there's like a handful of people on LinkedIn who are actually trying to understand AI and implement it in informatics. whenever we have a new innovation, like get on the train, become an expert, figure out how to implement it, try and help others. There are opportunities, and there will never not be a pharmacy profession, save the extinction of the human race. But even then, if there's survivors, there's going to be someone who's an alchemist. There's going to be someone who's like engaged with medicine. We need more pharmacists who are wanting to be the best in the world at like one thing. Those pharmacists don't have to worry about where the next job is. Their company could be laid off, absolutely, but they can go out and share their indispensable skills with some other company who may be interested in hiring them. This is the exact process I went when I was as a clinical pharmacist. I practiced for 5 years and I really didn't enjoy any of it. I figured out what I really wanted to do. What were the skills that I thought I was great at, and how could I become indispensable? I almost went the academic route, but I decided just to go into business for myself. No offense, academics. Love you guys. Love your research that I read, as long as it's like about the workforce. But I hate politics and bureaucracy. I created the environment that I wanted to work in for myself. Now, I'm not saying that you need to do that. You can find a company that has the right environment for you. And the best way to do that is with other people, to get referrals, to get recommendations, to ask questions and get feedback. And you can do that in our community. If you click the link in the description, you can join us. You can take all of our courses, which, by the way, are all free and CE certified. By doing this, you take a step in the right direction to really enjoying a career that deserves great pharmacists. It deserves you when you are actually like enjoying the work. And to figure out what that work could be, we have courses that can help you do that, and assessments and tools and quizzes and all sorts of things that can help you get started on that path. Is pharmacy worth it in 2025 and the future? No, if you're someone who thinks, I'm just going to get a degree and then hope for the best. But it is worth it if you find something in this profession that is truly, it engages you, it's work that you enjoy, you're in a state of flow, it's in what I like to call your zone of genius. It exists in this profession. There's lots of jobs and things that you can do that are remote, that are inquisitive, that are innovative. It's possible, but it won't be just handed to you. That's why I've made this community, to help you along your journey. Thanks for watching this video. I hope I answered the question for you. Let me know your questions in the comments below. We try to read every single one of them. Thanks for watching, and until I see you in the next video, stay curious and take care.